Welcome back, everybody. This math lesson I'm going to go through goes with MathXL 10.2. So after you watch this, you'll have an idea on how to do that lesson. These are finding the area of irregular figures, which means they put together two shapes, and you're going to find the area of each. And we did look at this before, so I'm not going to go in too much detail, but it's a good review. All right, so if we look at this shape right here, it actually has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sides. So that is a pentagon, but it's a strange looking pentagon, not one that we typically see because it's not the regular pentagon. But we can still find the area of it by breaking it into shapes that we would recognize. So if I go like this, I could cut off a little rectangle here, but then I'm also left with a trapezoid, which trapezoids are going to be another lesson. So I'm not going to cut that way. I'm going to try to cut it into a rectangle and a triangle. So if you look at that, can I make it into a rectangle and a triangle? Because those are the shapes I've been dealing with, and the answer is yes. If you cut it right here, I can see a rectangle for the left side, and I see a right triangle for the right side. So now we're going to find the area of the rectangle, and a rectangle is a parallelogram, so it's just base times height. So here's my base and here's my height. See the H right there? So 130, oops, I got them ordered wrong, but it doesn't matter, times 50. So 130 times 50 for my rectangle, and that's going to give you 6,500 meters squared. And now I have to add in the area of the triangle. So I'm actually going to rotate the paper 180 degrees so I can look at the triangle with a height right here. And when I do that, I see that that height sits on this side for a base. So that's why that's useful to do. All right, we got to do a little math to get our base and our height. I see a 230, but 230 was the entire piece, and I only want from here to here. So if you look back, this side up here was 50, even though my picture's turned upside down. So that side's 50, which means this side is 50, and the whole piece right here is 230. So I'm going to take 230 minus 50, 230 minus 50 to get this base right here. Okay, so that ends up being 180 for my base down at the bottom. 180 for the base of the triangle. Now I still need to get my height. The height is going to work just like we just did. If I look at this side that's parallel to it, I know it's upside down, but it says 130 for the total from here to here. Well, I don't want this piece from here to here. So if this is 40 right here, I'm going to take 130 minus 40 to get from here to here, to just that part. So 130 minus 40 is going to give us 90. So that means this piece of the triangle is 90 from here to here. All right, so now area of the triangle is 1/2 times base times height. So 1/2, the base was this bottom part, that was the 180, and the height of the triangle from here to here is 90. So half of 180 times 90, and remember you can use 0.5 if you can't type in 1/2. So that ends up being 8,100 meters squared. All right, so triangle is 8,100 square meters. The rectangle was the 6,500. I'm going to move the paper around again. So then my total area of the whole shape is 6,500, the rectangle plus the triangle. So 6,500 plus 8,100, and that gives us 14,600 square meters. So that'd be your answer. All right, let me look at the back. That one took 5 minutes to do, so let's make sure we understand these. This one is asking you for a perimeter. That means add the sides in case you forget. And your units on perimeter, since you're just adding meters plus meters plus meters, is still meters. So you want a number here, and then you want meters for your label. If you look at your choices down there, that's what it's going to look like on MathXL. For area, you're going to split it up again, just like we did. This one's going to be a rectangle and a rectangle. You can either split it here or split it here, and find the area of each piece, and then put the areas together. And this one is square meters for a label. Either like that, which is how MathXL wrote it, or you can put square meters like that. They both mean the same thing. And then the last one in my picture right here, it is, you could either do big rectangle and subtract a little piece, or you could break it up and do an area plus another area. So a couple ways to look at it. I would probably do big area and then minus that little piece in the corner that you don't want. So let's go ahead and run through this one. I'm going to do area of the big minus area of the small. So the big one I'm going to outline in yellow. So the big is going to be as if that piece wasn't taken out in the corner. So it would be 329 times 270 for the big one. And that gives you 88,830, 88,830. The small one is up here in the corner. So it's going to be 70 for a height and 105 for the width. So minus 70 times 105. All right, so let's get that number. 70 times 105 gives you 7350. And then the area would be the big one minus the small one. So now I'm going to take those numbers and subtract them. All right, and then email me once again if you have questions. I'm trying to keep this short so they load on your computer okay. All right, bye guys.